Okay, we're going to look at something that always seems to come up and bite the backside of first-year Java programming students, and that is an issue that we have with entering in numbers or saving numbers into memory space that we know are the right size, but Java just doesn't seem to want to take them. So here we've got a program. I named the class World Population. It's got this one main method, and you'll see that it has nothing in terms of executable lines of codes. It just has a bunch of comments. And so the comments are this. We remember that a primitive, an int, we use 32 bits to store that. It can have a range of plus minus 2 billion and a little change. And then we get another primitive type long. Takes 64 bits to store that number, and it's a real big number, negative to positive. Now, what I want to do is create a variable that will store the population of the world on October 11th, 2011, and that's 6.9 billion and some change. And so I can see that that's too big to fit into a variable of type int, so I'm going to use a variable of type long. Clearly, that number, 6.9 billion, should fit into that space that I declare to be of type long. So I'm going to declare a variable of type long that I'll name world pop, and I'll put into it that value, the 69654 69791. And so I will compile this now, and I get yacked at. And my error message tells me that that integer number is too large. I know that that number, this number right here, 6.9 billion, is within the range of what should fit in a long space. Here's the issue. In the Java programming language, all integer literals, and that number is an integer literal, all integer literals are treated as 32-bit integer values unless the compiler is told otherwise. So this integer literal is being treated as a 32-bit string, as a 32-bit int literal. That means it won't fit into that space. This number is too big to fit into 32 bits. So the way we tell the Java compiler that this indeed is to be treated as a long is to append to the number an L. You can use a capital or a lowercase l. I suggest a capital because a lowercase l, it's too easy to think that it's a 1. So we'll append that L, telling the compiler this is indeed a long. We'll compile it now. Compiles just fine and runs just fine. Okay. So if we have a number that is larger than a 32-bit int within the range of a 64-bit long, we want to store that number into a long space. Append an L to that number. That'll tell the Java compiler this is indeed a long. You'll be able to store that number, that integer literal, into that long space.